right, I do believe we are up and running. I gotta hit go live on here too. Yep, we are up and running, hopefully. Welcome to Saturday Bonnet Live, where we do the funky side of YouTube with the calling out the heifer and the fun side. And we are opening up with some funky side because even though it's Ramadan, a holy sacred month, and hey, Tragically Delicious, and hi, Spooky Von Sweets, good to see you both. Even though it is a holy month in Muslim culture right now, Miss Muslim Revert decided to show her awful self. Doesn't realize, and I'm so glad that Karina Kamoon pointed out, that every time this heifer puts a message now, we know it's not a sock account because her verified account did this fuck shit. And I want to thank Erie Pepperoni, who got the receipts from another creator, for pointing this out. How instead of celebrating her sacred holiday, being humble, studying, being better, she decided to throw pot shots because her and a little gang I like to call the League of Hater Ass Bitches, or Bishes, so I don't get in trouble with YouTube because you know how they are with adult words. There's a group of people trying to take down the bigger reaction channels like FFG, the YouTube Underground, and the YouTube Underground's fiance. I guess for reasons, you know, when the heifer's boring, the drama ramps up. And like I said, in this matter, I tend to be chaotic neutral. I like who I like. I don't go around telling people who they should watch or what they should watch. But when I see clear wrong, when I see people who are clearly trying to go after bigger channels because they think they deserve without putting in the work, without being witty enough or even interested enough to retain the amount of people that these ladies do each day, it's funny. But, you know, it is what it is. This is how they fight on the YouTube streets. Backbiting, backstabbing, pulling smaller creators in with promises that they'll get your followers while you're looking like a whole ass because now you're on the same side as this heifer who had the nerve during Ramadan to say this about Sam's adult children. And like, I'm with Erie Pepperoni on this because she made another good point in her community tab. It doesn't matter if your baby is a newborn or grown. You need to leave people's children out your dirty little fucking fights. So, everyday Miriam decided to spend her Ramadan saying stuff like this. Making fun of an elderly person versus your sex worker, adult daughters is not the same thing, vile witch. A, that's slanderous because, last I checked, neither one of Sam's daughters was accused or credibly linked to sex work. But that and some other stupid ass rumors from the League of Hater Ass Bitches, or the Lohab as I call them, have been going around YouTube. Then she follows up, imagine these two are raising young kids. I can't discuss them because that's how she pot shots at both Yaba and Sam. Because she's a fucking coward. And she's jealous of those of us who can and have had babies. Ha ha, I did all my prayers now. It's me time. When is it not you time, heifer? When do you not put yourself above everything and everybody else? We're going to get to that in some videos soon, but I need you to understand where I stand in this because, like I said, even though I'm chaotic neutral, it is because of FFG I learned about this heifer's nonsense, so I definitely enjoy her content. It is because of Chantel's stupid-ass rant after Yaba's ex passed that I found the YouTube Underground, and via the YouTube Underground, I found Sam. Half the time, I don't even know what's going on in Sam's chat. I just have her on in the background while I'm writing the next novel. But it's interesting to see how many people have tried to take pot shots at her and Yaba. And that is why I stand them and I support them. I got my merch from them. I meant to show this off on both the Bonnet Chronicles and stuff. I did a picture in my community tab. I baked you some shut the fuck up cakes. This is going to be my summer grilling tumbler. It comes with a nice little straw, too. I'm looking forward to it. I support creators that I enjoy. I support creators that even if they get in the fuck shit, as long as they're not trying to make me an attack dog for them, and they just enjoy me sitting and watching and chiming in, I'm fine with it. What I'm not okay with is people thinking that they're going to draw me into some weird-ass battles between them and these bigger creators. If you want where they're at, you've got to do the work. And I don't even understand why anybody would want where they're at, because you got to put in more days than just like I do once a week here to really cultivate your community. And that's what you don't understand. They literally have a community. Yesterday in Yaba's chat, we all got to talk about what it's like to grow up with parents who struggle with addictions, and how even though people give sympathy for addicts, there are a lot of times people don't realize that their children suffer, their families suffer, and everything else. And it was cathartic. Y'all can never. You're just so busy trying to pick petty fights with each other that you don't even understand what's going on in these chats sometimes. You don't even understand. You think it's just picking at Chantal. No, my ass picks at Chantal. Because like I said, YouTube is not a job for me. It is not a career for me. My career is writing. And I am blessed and fortunate to be in that situation. But what we are not going to do is let y'all continue on this petty fuck shit and not call it out either. You want to go after Sam and Yaba, go after them directly. Leave their kids and their extended families out of your fuck shit. And if you, oh, well, they talked about such and such, mama. After he talked about their kids, and last I checked, as somebody who grew up playing the dozens, mama jokes are on the table. Talk about their moms. But leave the fucking kids out of your fucking equation. Like I said, there are a lot of things people can say about me that's pretty much true. It is what it is. I'm not a hit dog that's gonna holler if you point out things that are true. I'll point out that you're on some fuck shit if you try to accuse me of shit I'm not doing. But I'm not gonna get riled about it, because I see now the patterns of how people attack. You wanna go after my mom? Fine. I don't talk to the bitch anyway. All I know is that y'all have never dealt with somebody who is truly chaotic neutral, and it shows. Keep up your fuck shit, though, because I see. I might still patronize some of these creators because I enjoy the content. But the moment y'all start with the I'm at war in girl world, my brain dips. Because this shit is dumb. Everybody involved in this shit is probably over the age of 30 or 40 now. And I'm not trying to be everybody's mom, but when are you going to get your shit together? Stop trying to take these bigger channels down and focus on your own shit. Some of you have a spark, a talent, but you're wasting it involving yourself in fucking petty drama that has nothing to do with you. And you're going to get hurt. I don't think it's worth it. You're not going to grow a core community being a hater-ass bitch. But if you want to join the league, go ahead. You'll be in league with this motherfucker right here, who I'm going to bring up because she attacked this creator, who also I gave a wrench to because I've enjoyed their work. They have lost subs because Chantal keeps striking them and making it hard to do their work. So the first video we are going to pop up here is a compilation by Scorpio Angel, who I enjoy their edits. And I just do not appreciate the way Chantal has been going after reaction channels too. Everybody but the one she lied and said she was going after, the Canadian crack demon. But who knew Chantal lies? It's only rule number 1 in her fuck shit, right? Enough preaching, let's get to the videos, y'all. Because we got a lot to go over. I'm going to move the slide down. Yeah, tragically, she did not. And it was Garlic Bread who showed the receipts too this morning that she hit every single reaction channel she could. And she did not go after Koki's channel. She is so freaking awful. But she's not going to stop us because we are covered under fair use. And as long as what we're doing is both transformative, opinion, and fair use critique, all she can do is waddle and whine about it. And now, if you try to comment on people, Miss Everyday Verified, you'll be busted. So I suggest you sit in your fart box and shut the fuck up. Let's get this Scorpio Angel video, because I was so pissed about that. I went to her community tab because it's been a busy week. I've been busy writing. Yesterday we went out to dinner because I got hit with fatigue. So I'm sorry I have to postpone the Bonnet Chronicles to next week. But I don't want to end up back hooked up to IVs and stuff. So I need to listen to my cues. So I started reading and gathering information I could about Foodie. And when I seen what she did to Scorpio Angel, I was heated. But we are not going to let this keep on. I will make sure that I continue on behalf of people who are too worried about losing their channel and growing their communities to call this heifer out. Because I'm not about to change, and I'm not about to have her bully me off of it. I'm older than her, and I can take whatever Chantal tries to dish out. Hey, Miss Spooky Spawn Sweets, it's good to see you,
Something
dear.
they're generally just avoided in public if possible.
I hate the sound of her chewing, but I just need you to know that I want to highlight Scorpio Angel's work. And you can see her eating both the frozen chicken that she probably reheated and overcooked in the air fryer and a shit ton of pasta on a platter because bitch ain't got cookware. You've been married for over a year to the family's only son in a fundamental, allegedly traditional Muslim family. You don't have proper cookware. You don't have proper housewares. It must suck to suck. Ugh. Yep, exactly.
Because it's impolite.
You're impolite. No home training. Why would anybody watch this directly? I don't understand how people watch her eating like this.
Oh, they're spicy. Salah and I went shopping.
Doubt it. Oh, wait. This was before she bought that big ass abaya, maybe? The flowy one that she needs hemmed, but can't afford it.
User clearly hates women. So what else would I call him, right?
You're talking about your man, right? But she flinches when he touches
I
her
would
face.
be afraid to travel to countries with, like, ISIS and stuff like that, for sure. But
she is going to tank herself faster. I know a lot of people say, oh, they've been saying that for years. No, she is off the deep end. She's bored. And as a diagnosed sociopath, I can tell you, for an undiagnosed sociopath to get bored, listless, have nothing to direct that energy to, she is going to do something drastic and it's going to fuck her channel up. And I love that for her. I honestly think that she is a cautionary tale for those who don't want to get their mental health taken care of. It is a reason why we need a support system, therapy, and psychiatry to keep our minds right when we're diagnosed. She can cry about her mental health all she wants, but she is sitting there miserable with a man who's barely there, shows up when he has to, but doesn't show up when she needs him to. She's living a fantasy and she's mad because we won't indulge in it with her. It really is feeder content, and I just legitimately don't get that. I, as a hefty heifer myself, don't hate food, but I don't live to eat, and I could never imagine taping myself eating like that. It's disgusting. It really is. There's no polite way to say it. She is gross.
there's not that here, so.
Oh,
Get her,
it's so
Scorpio.
beautiful, baby.
No.
Apologize for going to the police station and, like, just doing a police report to begin with.
Oh, God, that guy. Skipping ahead because I don't like him. But, that was her admitting that she, once again, filed false charges on the Canadian crack demon because she was upset. And yesterday apparently was a court thing, but I'm not really following that closely. I know some in Girl War are because they want to see justice. I legit don't like the situation. I don't like to think about it. I don't like to talk about it for obvious reasons. If he did what he did, which I do still believe that he did, whether the person went there willingly or not, you can go thinking something is going to happen, still say no, and it's still an attack. I feel like there are a lot of people who have their judgment. I'm not here to sway you, but I do not put it past the Canadian crack demon to do what he's accused of. And I'm sorry, not sorry. I stand with the victim all the time with this. That's just how I feel. And I think homegirl is going off the deep end because A, she can't be there for the man she truly loves. And B, it's not about her. A lot of people are getting tired of talking about her. She's lucky my ass enjoys calling her out. She's lucky Frenchie enjoys calling her out. She's lucky the YouTube Underground continues to do a support group based on her. Because her life is currently a shit show. And it's a shit show that her scat man is not even interested in being in. Exactly.
complicated
She is
moonshine.
miserable
It's like a
because of that.
process
She's trying to weed him back in, and nope.
to finally have the paper made, but
Oh, for Pete's sake. And the funny thing was last night, even though I had to tap out partway through it, Frenchie redoing that car stream where she didn't believe in God and she doesn't even know why she's wearing this and all the horrible things she said about her devoted husband. We know she's a fraud. She knows she's a fraud. She's just mad that she can't control the narrative of us having the opinion that she's a cosplaying, cultural misappropriating, culture vulture.
you can still be married, but just the actual document is different.
Bullshit. You didn't even know what you were
I know
signing.
it's complicated, but whatever. That's
It's
how
not
it is.
complicated. Either, yeah, it was all fake. Either you're married or you're not married. The people who say, oh, it's complicated are the people who are trying to push a lie. There's no reason for it to be complicated. You're married or you're not. You show medical fucking records, but you're not going to show you literal papers. Okay, whatever.
Oh my God!
She probably
It's a little
doesn't.
easy
And
stuff.
I was wondering about that because she was so proud to pose with that YouTube plaque. And it could be a real one. Like I said, YouTube's on some fuck shit with who they platform on this community. She ain't the first toxic person to get to a certain threshold and get those plaques and then have a downfall. That's the only reason why I'm just not caring about her getting the plaque or allegedly getting to over 100K, because bigger YouTubers have come out as scumbags and lost everything. Good YouTubers have had their past thrown up at them and left. I'm still heartbroken that Jenna Marbles isn't on this platform anymore because she was the content that I used to watch back in the early days. But I understand why she dipped. I still watch Julian whenever he does cooking stuff. I follow him on Twitch too. But it's not the same. It feels like all the really entertaining people are leaving YouTube and assholes like this are continuing on. But I have seen it since at least 2012. Because I didn't take it active. I was just a watcher. I used to watch the art community, which is trying to build their comeback, fingers crossed. What I noticed, though, is when a person is as dark and depraved as Chantel is, it's only a matter of time. And she's getting it at every end. And that's why she's aligned herself with the League of Hater-ass bitches.
Like, you have to literally follow the book. For some things, yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I guess it's kind of like a legal.
They got so many things going on, too. They had some idiot try to break into their house. That was scary. They've been fostering and rehoming greyhounds. Julian just dropped off one of the latest ones that they fostered and got him more acclimated to humans. They still have Bunny. They still have Peach. They still have Marbles. Oh, he is so adorable. He's a little old man. And they still have Kermit. Who drools? I love all their dogs. I keep up with any news they give on stuff. They got married last year. It was so beautiful. And I'm just happy for them. But I do miss Jenna on here. I would be reacting way more to her content. And I think I'm going to start reacting to Classic Try Guys without a recipe too soon. Because I like the fun side of YouTube. This is the funky side. I like the fun side too. That's why I always wrap up with more fun stuff.
Legal loophole. It's not like a loophole. Like, it's still legal. Like,
What?
we're legally married, but
Sure, Dan.
it's just a different process. That's all.
I don't believe you.
Crickets.
She's a
Really?
liar. Lies, the
Crickets.
liar is.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not wearing my ring today because I do not want the chicken grease to get on it. I do want
I
to
wear
share
my rings
my
all the
weigh-in
time unless I'm rolling dough or something that I don't want to get
and my
in
blood
between
sugar
them.
reading.
I can wash because it's a real ring. That blood sugar reading is crazy.
In the other room with Salah.
These
She's
edits.
so cute.
Oh my God,
she sticks
Scorpio.
to me like she sticks to us, but
That cat
she's
hates
so
her.
cute.
Julia
I'm
does
her
not
mama,
like
and
her.
she has her dad. The Kraft powdery cheese is so nasty. I can taste the fakeness in pot.
She's full of shit. She did eat Kraft. She ate pasta fucking roni out of a can. And I can tell you as a firm mom too, as well as a mom, I know you're jealous, Foodie. I would never have the gall to have Callie assume that I'm mom or that my husband is her dad. They're cats. They're our babies because we take care of them. But there's a line that I just don't cross. I know some people do, and if that's your jam, I'm not trying to offend you. But we all know this neglectful heifer does not care about any animals. So stop it. If you feel like I'm hitting you because I don't like the thought of a cat thinking of me, a fucking human, as his mother, holler your ass into somebody's chat and whine somewhere else about it. I know that I care about all the cats, even the barn cats, but there's a line. You gotta psychologically calm yourself down with that whole, I'm offended, I'm definitely my cat's mom, this is my baby. Whatever. I'm crazy too, but calm that shit down.
Gloucester cheese, desert rose. Yeah, I kind of agree, but craft dinner was made with butter
and if you're
and
taking
no
care
milk.
Of your cat, I know you know I'm not trying to be offensive to y'all. I'm the same way with I'm hoping to get a dog around my birthday. I've been dropping hints I want a puppy because I'm definitely a dog mom. Callie can handle a dog. We'll be all right with dogs and cats on our property. And I'm only asking for one. The thing is, I know that the love I have for my pets is definitely different from the love I have for Kiddo. And I respect the fact that they came from other parents and that I'm more like a step parent now. Vet visits, food, proper shelter. We built a little area in the barn for the cats to climb properly and have toys and stuff to play with. We want them to have a good life. But I have set a hard boundary between treating Callie on the same level as I treat Kiddo because Kiddo's a human. I'm a bit more tougher with Kiddo from time to time too. Callie gets away with a lot of stuff because she's a cat. That's the way it is when you're a mom. And I don't understand how people can't understand how some people's brains break that down. If your fur babies are your only beings in your home, that's fine. But since I know that I have a human child that I have to take care of too, my brain just separates from fur baby and child baby. That's just how I work, you know? And that's what I wanted you to understand too, tragically. I'm not dinging you for that. I have plenty of friends that they don't want to have kids. More power to them. They love their cats and dogs like their children. And you take good care of your pets. You're my friend. I know you take good care of your fur babies. I just think that people think when I say stuff that works for me, I'm dinging them. And it's annoying. That's the only thing about the digital age. It's like people aren't allowed to have their feelings on anything without somebody going, well, that offends me. You're attacking me. I don't even know you. But I know tragically, so she knows. I'm not saying that it's wrong for you to call your cat mom. But when I put you up against this neglectful heifer, I know that you're good to your fur baby. She's not.
Maybe a little bit of cream, and then you put all ketchup on it.
Callie doesn't even want to deal with me half the time, I swear.
In there.
Because I'm constantly having this heifer on, and she does not like evil.
Richard, what are you
exactly,
doing?
Spooky. I think there are a lot of good cat moms out there. You don't exploit them. They are your babies. You communicate. They love you. There is a difference between this, what are you doing, heifer, who abuses anything in her life, calling her Salah pet parents while they neglect them. Julia hasn't been spayed. We got Callie spayed last year. She had that cone of shame. I put the pictures all up on Spoutable because she was done with me. She was so mad at having to wear that cone. She got all of her shots. She goes in, I think, in April, we got to take her down for more. We've got all the medication for her, the bond cats, to keep tick-free because we're out in the woods here. I don't think people understand the amount of work it takes to take care of fur babies. And if you're not willing or able to do that, you need to reconsider bringing these beings into your life because they're not just pets. They become a part of your family. And if you're going to treat your family like that, then you don't deserve to have them.
I say this a million times a day.
Tragically. She runs shit here. It's crazy.
I have a song for it. What are you doing when it's 2:30? What are you doing when
I'm sorry, Scorpio. I can't listen to her sing. This is allegedly the feeding area, because you all remember how she had BBJ and Sam eating off the floor and out of boxes, and I guess she doesn't want to put her water too low, so she put it in that ridiculous beer mug. And I know that there are some cats that eat and drink out of stuff like that. We have bowls for all the cats, and we have bowls for their water. There's no reason to try to acclimate a pet to human stuff unless, you know, you want them jumping up on your tables or thinking that they can just share your food. Callie does not try that. She is not interested in our plates at all. She has been trained to eat when she sees us eat, which is adorable. If we're sitting at the dining table, she goes over and she eats at her place. She has her cat tower that she lounges in most of the time, or she's at the window teasing the outdoor cats because she's like, yeah, I'm comfy.
Look at her, I used to put a bowl of water, but she will not. She only will drink now from a glass. So she has this like beer glass of water. Does anyone else's cats do that?
No. I'm sorry. If that's y'all, that's fine too.
See, so
my cat does not drink out of.
Bye.
Ooh, that Hitler thing. Ugh. She just doesn't have any interest in it. She loves the creamy fancy feast we get her and her hard food right now. Because she's only 2 years old. She's still like a baby, and they're forever babies.
200K? Wow.
That was her pizza party.
Bailey.
For getting to 100K.
Thank you. My other girl, Julia. She's so sweet.
You don't care about that cat.
Hi, Candace. Thank you, Ashley's World.
I can't imagine, because like I said, I'm gearing up for when I get to 1K. Because before I wasn't taking YouTube seriously. I've got books that me and Axiom will sign that we're going to give away. We've got merch like our okay, whatever, dum-dum tumblers. Sticker sheets and everything else. We have so many things that we're going to be giving away when we get to 1K. I can't imagine what I would do at 100K, but I certainly wouldn't be sitting in front of a camera shoveling down a whole ass pizza. Your man's letting you eat yourself to your demise, but he really supports you there, Heifer.
Rebbe, thank you guys. Thank you all.
Ugh. And she had the nerve to have ranch and ketchup on that. So, oh god. That's the only cream she'll ever have on her
should
mouth.
Be celebrated with you guys because.
Yep, sits on her ass, right? Eats all day, without and monetizes it. Oh god.
You know?
Exactly, Scorpio.
That will slide out easy. But I do watch all your mukbangs. I've been watching you since almost the beginning. In the same.
Her beezers are her worst enablers, too. I need y'all to understand that. Her beezers are her worst literal enabler.
You're amazing. Thank you, Elaine. That means a lot. It really does.
Elaine, you're a degenerate. I don't care if you hate me. You side with her, so I want you to hate me. You're a degenerate, and you're helping her. Oh, my God. Look at that. Look at that.
Did you
she wishes she could get that from Salah. You realize that, right? This is her.
All right, tomorrow we're going to go on a diet.
No, you're never going to go on a diet. Stop lying. Stop lying. You could never. But you know she does that on purpose, not only for the feeders, but she thinks it's going to attract Scatman. You should have went with something chocolatey, because I heard he has a fetish.
I'm serious.
I'm serious.
I'm going to try again tomorrow.
Lies. We watched her eat out of a mixing bowl of beef stew and had 2 plain cheese sandwiches with it. Along with Doma and Secret Doma.
Pizza's disgusting. I need to remember how I feel. Okay.
As a New Yorker, to hear her say pizza's disgusting is so weird. Pizza's disgusting when you bulk eat it. Pizza is disgusting when it's covered in ketchup and ranch. And I don't care if that's how y'all like your pizza. I'm not a ranch fan, and I don't think ketchup is an allspice. I just don't like condiments on something that's already perfect as it is. So the fact that she says pizza's disgusting, ma'am, you're disgusting. Look at her arms. Dude, I got big arms too, but damn, dude.
I'm out of breath. I had to wrestle with the bidet hose.
Oh, God.
Salah was born here.
He's a Syrian national, though. You think?
Heck.
And smoking. It's weird. Yep.
See, so, bye guys. Thank you. Bye.
And this is who y'all are siding with if you decide to take on Chantel's side in this ridiculous YouTube war. And I know that you don't need me telling you
question.
how awful she is.
If you had to choose, would you give yourself a root canal or run paper?
But even the sweet lady like Sansa Cook's buttons got pushed this week with how she's been treating Howie and chicken stuff, which I thought I had the video of that, but I don't care about how she cooked that chicken or if she used takeout chicken. We know Chantel's a liar who lies with diabetes, so we are going to get right to the nitty gritty of her not taking care of the hamster and her trying to turn him into BBJ 2.0.
In the past couple of days, Chantal has dazzled us with her ragey live streams, and Salah has tried to make a comeback.
He needs to stay in the shadows, poop guy.
As a former hamster owner myself, I really love the little guys, so it stuck out in my head.
And I'm going to pause right here really quick before I play the rest of this. I never had hamsters. My sister had one that she adored. I've always been more of a cat or dog person growing up. More dogs than cats, but Callie has changed my world, so I like cats now too. But I'm a dog person from my heart. With Kiddo, he loves fish. In fact, we're going to surprise him with a tank for graduation in June. I've never been a fish person, but when we had him when he was little, I helped take care of the tank. We kept Nemo and Goldie alive for as long as we could. They even made it up to North Carolina with us, but fish don't last that long. I feel like when you take pets into your life, you need to be prepared for all the work that it takes to take care of a pet. And her and Scatman, these things are just accessories to them. It looks like she's trying to eat it. She forces kisses on it. No wonder it trembles whenever it sees her. She's just so gross. And welcome, honey.
Chantal tells us the hilarious story of how she neglected to latch his cage properly, and Harry managed to get out.
Wow.
Well, don't let me get ahead of myself. Here it is in her own words. I'll interject when I can.
We keep his cage in the spare room with the door closed because of Cat, obviously.
I know she edited a lot of this, but
He's escaped a few
I'm
times.
go a little bit faster. Look at
We
that
always found
food.
him.
It's ridiculous.
Usually because for some reason I forget to properly latch the door.
And I know they said in England they do this beef stew with sandwiches stuff. I've heard of soup and sandwiches, but stew is hearty enough and has enough carbs and veggies and meat where you don't need a side sandwich and a doma with it and whatever that candy crap she's drinking is. There's absolutely no reason to eat this much food, and that is a fucking mixing bowl. There's no way. I almost brought in one of my bowls, but I don't like bringing kitchen stuff into my bedroom. So I almost brought in one of my normal size person bowls and our cereal bowls to show the difference in size. But y'all know I have actual kitchenware. Y'all know I don't play with that stuff. Because at almost 47 years old, I'm not trying to run a house where I eat off a fucking plastic thing from a takeout, trying to fake and act like it's a real plate, and a fucking mixing bowl that you use for baking or to serve people out of. That is crazy to me. But let's get back to the Harry story, because, oh my gosh.
To his cage.
Hamsters are cute, but I just like animals that can roam around more.
Now,
I have never been one for
was
stuff
open or
that
not,
are in cages. That's why I never got birds either. I just, I
in.
feel a certain way about that for me. And I would never want a hamster just roaming around here because I have a cat.
Like, it's a big height. But there was like a yoga mat on the side and a whole bunch of things. Maybe he climbed down.
Exactly. And no, we have already tried to deduce what happened. And the consensus among a lot of us is that Julia got into that room and knocked that cage down because cats, even domesticated, are not predators. I don't want to say that. I don't want to put that on my baby either. They're hunters. Callie constantly, she's chasing her toy mouses. She chases the laser pointers. Cats have a natural hunting instinct, and what we think happened was Julia being sweet. There was nothing wrong with Julia, just following her cat instincts, got into the room, seen the cage, knocked it over, busted Harry out to try to hunt it. That's what I think happened. It really is. I do not understand why she needs all that food, especially with stew. Stew is it was a staple growing up during the winter, especially in New York. And one bowl of it and maybe some bread, if you needed it, was enough. And a lot of times you didn't need the bread because the stew was hearty.
Boy. He's a big man.
She's just calling him a big man is ridiculous. They're not your kids, Chantal. If they were, CPS would be called on you.
We have to declutter it.
Declutter?
There's a lot of furniture in there.
You live in a small fucking apartment. Why can't you keep it clean? I don't...
Our old wardrobe, a couch. So, like...
Was it the blue couch?
Suitcases. There's just so many places for him to hide. A huge dresser. He could be under so many things.
Wow. As much as I like these ad break respites, I just want to get through this because she pisses me off.
At this point in the story, Chantal explains that she left some chicken and his open cage in the guest room. That's how they determined that Harry was still in there.
That's ridiculous.
I'm sorry in advance if I seem a little snarky or salty in this video.
Nope,
I just
anybody
can't
who
stand
loves
it when
animals.
people don't take good care of their pets.
Agreed.
And it's clear from the telling of this story that this isn't the first time this happened.
Yep.
The fact that she's so nonchalant about Harry getting out because she doesn't latch the cage is ridiculous.
Very.
Okay, so let's go back to the junkyard
Especially with a
/guest
cat.
room. It's been determined that Harry is still in there somewhere because the chicken is gone, and she has her big manly husband lift up the couch.
And even he was relieved because we love our hamster.
Bullshit.
So,
you don't love anything but food.
So I was like, let's just leave him live happy in between the furniture. He obviously likes it.
Oh, hell no.
So I was like, no, he's gonna poop everywhere, which is true.
He would have liked that if he
So,
pooped everywhere.
like,
Because
100%
he's in
I
a
know where he
scat.
Howie, and I don't know where he got this from,
Ugh.
was sleeping on top of a new nest he made.
Look at that. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my god. Look at
nest?
all that garbage. No. His cage got knocked over. And you could tell there's the stuff she used in the bottom of it. He made a new nest out of what? Why should your room be that cluttered and gross where he could do that? And where is this alleged couch and other shit? She's such a fucking liar. This is so gross.
But the nest was made of like tissues and bottle caps and whatever he could find.
Why would there be bottle caps and tissues in that room?
And he's just chilling there. Never mind that he almost gave me a heart attack.
I wish he had succeeded.
Right, because this is all about you.
Succeeded.
Okay, so let's stop here for a second. And
That's what I was wondering, Spooky Von Sweets. I was just like, why would she give him chicken? I thought they were more herbivores than omnivores. It's weird what she does to these pets. And I do believe that's the gaming room or the backup bedroom that he hides in when she makes him come over. But there is absolutely no way that's a regular room. That floor is gross, and she's trying to blame it on the hamster, but no. I feel like that's Foodie's lack of domestic goddess and more like domestic glutton.
do a little bit of commentary. Chantal, look at how big that nest is that he made.
Yep.
Now think about how big his cage is. You know how they say pets can't tell you what's wrong? Harry is sending you a message loud and clear.
Yep.
You can see that this is significantly bigger than what you lovingly call his pee corner. And there's a reason for that. Rodents need room to roam.
Yep.
Now, I get that you probably don't have the space or the craftiness to make a big terrarium, but there are other options, aren't there? Something that Chantal has been repeating over and over again ever since she got him is that Harry has
and
the biggest
part
possible
I wanted
cage.
to get with
The biggest
because
cage
she
in all of
lies.
Pet Zone. In all of Kuwait, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, even in her subsequent live stream, she mentions it 4 times.
Yep.
Howie is good.
No, he's not.
I mean, I don't want him running around. I don't like him like out and not knowing where he is.
So why don't you latch it then?
And
And clean his cage, because several times they had poop in
This is
it.
literally the biggest cage at Pet Zone.
Lies.
Biggest one.
Lies.
Like, look it up online if you want.
Lies.
There's like if you see them in person, like online, you can see, no, this is the biggest one that we found at the store. So
I can't wait.
Okay, so
Sansa
I've got
is
a little time
gonna
on my
blow
hands.
her
Let's
up.
look this up. She did, after all, invite us to do so. So what I did was...
She could get an aquarium. She could actually set up a DIY. She has nothing else going on during her day. But she fucking refuses to do the bare minimum when she brings these lives into her home. It doesn't make sense to me.
I went to the Pet Zone Kuwait website, and I looked up the different rodent cages. Easy enough to do. As you can see, Harry's cage is a wire cage with a blue ramp that leads up to a second story. Okay, so let's try to find the match. It seems to be this cage, the Bees Tees rodent cage.
It's
How
so
apropos.
tired.
So
it's
the dimensions
tiny.
are 37 by 25 by 39 centimeters. In inches, that's about 14 by 10 by 15, and the cost is 9.75 Kuwaiti dinar,
enough for him.
or just about $40 US. So is that really the biggest hamster cage in all of Pet Zone? Not by a long shot. When you type in the words hamster cage, this actually comes up.
Look at
the
that.
Midwest Critter Nation double at 36 inches by 24 inches by 63 inches high. That's some cage. However, at 95 Kuwaiti dinar, or well over 300 US dollars, I can understand why Foodie wouldn't show us this one.
And I can tell you, when we were, because Callie was originally a group of feral kitties in our old place, and we took her in, and we basically domesticated her, and we had a kitty tower. It was great, especially when after she got her shots and after she got the spaying too, because it had several levels. We had the food area there. We had the litter area at the bottom. She had 2 places where she could play and lounge. I don't understand how she wouldn't do this for a hamster. Yes, it gets costly. The litter boxes and everything else gets costly too, but it's what you do. It's the same for Kiddo. New bed set, everything else for him. You are taking care of another life. And the fact that she's not willing to invest in that cage is a couple of the fucking mukbangs she just did last week. She has spent way more money on making her hips wider and her gut bigger than she has on these animals that she is supposed to be caring for. That she calls her family. That she uses as a shield against anybody talking shit about her. But you're neglectful. And I'm so glad that you do not have an actual human kid to be doing this to. But you did Merc to, and you're mad that Mr. Snowflake pointed that shit out from your own words.
But take a look. There's another one that's a little bit cheaper.
Exactly.
For 47 Kuwaiti dinar, the Voltrego rodent cage is a really nice option.
And have fun.
And if you look at the virtual footprint of this, it would definitely
I
fit in
agree,
that guest room.
Spooky. I think she's
Given the
trying
fact
to
that
have
Harry
him
is pretty much a side character at this point, I don't believe that $153 US is too much to spend for a habitat.
Exactly.
In any case, I don't believe Foodie would ever admit that she couldn't afford something like this. She simply doesn't want to buy it.
Nope.
So rest assured, for the price of one of her grocery hauls, she could have had Harry living in the lap of luxury.
Yep.
And she could have even installed a Harry cam. Who knows?
Exactly.
And see that little note there in green? Yeah, it's in stock. Somewhere in Kuwait, you can go and pick this up. So remember rule number 1. Chantal lies.
Exactly.
Pretty much all the time.
And this is why I enjoy Sansa. But I am going to get to her next video on the heifer because I want to get to the fun side of YouTube. I am so sick of Chantal's nonsense.
Who's that?
But this was...
Who is that?
This was to address the scream, which I know was being talked about. I wasn't sure because I don't give the heifer direct views. But I'm glad that Sansa broke down what actually happened. Because heifer's trying to slowly slide Scatman back in the girl world. And it ain't going to happen. And the fact that he used that sound while also giving an already traumatized animal to a literal abuser, it just makes me not like them at all. Harry really, really could have been awesome. And probably would have saved her channel a bit. If she had installed a Harry can and give him a proper habitat, that would have went over better than that fucking sad-ass couples channel. But Foodie is not smart enough, not empathetic or caring enough to do anything for animals except throw treats at them, and it's annoying.
In case you missed it, I did a video yesterday about Harry the hamster, and how he doesn't exactly live in ideal circumstances.
No, he doesn't.
Part of the video was debunking Foodie's lie that she bought the biggest cage available at Pet Zone. She even invited us to do the research ourselves, which I did. As you can imagine, the response was quick and pretty negative. Salah called me sad and desperate, told me
you have a scat fetish and you want to poop and grape on people's Bibles and crosses. You have no room ever, scat man, to call anybody desperate and sad. Nobody needs y'all for content. I'm going to prove that soon anyway. We just want to call out your heifer so that people who are new or people who want to act brand new to why they're siding with this animal abuser understands why we don't like her. That's absolutely nothing to do with content, heifer, or your scat bot. But keep reaching.
I was a loser. Oh well, anyway. At the end of the video, they bring out Harry in his tiny cage, and Salah plays a really annoying noise. Now this noise is something that he's been doing, well not this specific noise, but playing loud noises and flashing lights has been something he's been doing for a while now. See, Salah is desperate to get back on camera, even if he has to do it like a toddler.
Yep.
So the purpose of this video is to show you what I mean by that, and to clear up a couple of comments that I got about the hamster cages. Let's take a look. Trigger warning, as he comes in, Salah will flash the lights in a strobe-like fashion, without any warning whatsoever, and play really loud noises.
Ugh. This is not funny.
Ah, that's scary. What is that? The nun? Babe.
Okay.
Whoa, babe, no! Turn the
Why,
light off.
babe?
Look at my
And
little...
you'd be surprised. I've heard that about bunnies too. They are very crafty and they can get out. But it's not like you left it open on purpose. And even then, as a parent, I can say there are days where forgetfulness can hit you, especially when they're newborns and you're not getting enough sleep. So I try to be more understanding of the moms who leave their kids and they have to come back into the house. I'm a little bit tougher on those who leave their kids in the fucking heat, though, because babies do not belong in cars. But forgetfulness does happen even with pets from time to time. What I don't like is the fact that she is purposely leaving Howie in the danger zone because she doesn't want the responsibility anymore of it.
Tired.
Okay, so you can clearly see that Salah doesn't understand how annoying loud noises are for the viewers.
I
He
know
doesn't
she
care about
flinches
things
when her
like how the
face
viewers
gets
perceive
touched.
flashing lights, or even his own wife's comfort with him touching her face. Yeah, he's a gem.
She's a liar, so they're perfect for each
He
other.
always has crazy entrances.
Yeah, like Undertaker.
As a fan of the actual Undertaker, you can never. And I know you like to fantasize that you're like a WWE star, Salah. You're a scat man with a pooping great fetish. Thank you again, Kai Bella, for that forever gift to Girl World.
It's like wiping the face of a child. I know. His hands are huge, like, compared to mine. Like, this.
Nope! Nope!
Don't
No. Your hands are like inflated oven mitts. Like I said, heifer, once again, normal hands? You're trotters.
The cage makes people irate. Yeah, really. Oh, well, they can be mad all they want.
I'm not mad at you. I'm
See you
mad
later.
for Howie. You're a piece of shit. We know. A piece of shit your husband don't want. Look at how
In this next
huge
part,
she
you'll
looks
hear Salah
there.
playing another loud noise.
See, I said
This
big
one
bitch
for
to
Harry.
big bitch. You
But
ain't
don't worry,
losing weight,
it's not
heifer.
Harry crying out in pain like some people think it is. It's just a recording. Another thing to note, though, is that off-frame, after he puts down the cage, Salah is clearly holding on to Julia, and he puts her up to Harry's cage a couple of times, even when Foodie's holding him by hand.
They're both trying
Let
to
me show
murk
you what I
Harry.
mean.
This is awful.
Hi, big man. Do you like your sock, big man? This Princess Peach. Come.
She makes my blood pressure
on,
rise.
big
and
boy.
It pisses me
Come
off.
on, big boy. Come on.
And this is what people thought was
She's looking.
him being in distress. I'm glad for
I
this
gotta wait for it to
breakdown,
come
though.
out so that...
Stop playing that
You're going
noise,
like
you
in one.
idiot!
Here it goes.
Oh my
I
god.
got you.
Howie, the big boy.
You big man.
No, he's a hamster.
So the noise Salah was playing, if it's not this exact noise, is a hamster calling sound. All I did was type in hamster sounds into YouTube, and this is what came up. Again, he's just so inexperienced with YouTube that he doesn't understand the point of view of the viewer. He simply doesn't comprehend the fact that if we as viewers can't see it in frame, we don't know if that noise is coming from Harry or his phone. They're also both ignoring the fact that Foodie just told us Harry
is
might have
sick.
fallen from a very high dresser. So no, Salah, we're not just sad losers looking for content. Your viewers are people who are actually concerned about Harry.
And there are so many animal lovers on YouTube. That's why a lot of animal abusers don't make it that far on here. And the fact of the matter is that there were people that were that concerned, hearing that awful noise, not understanding that he was playing the sound to attract Harry. Of course, they're going to make the correlation after the fall that he might have been in distress or in pain. When Callie first started getting used to being around us, there were times where she would go hide underneath chairs and stuff. So I found a Mama Cat's Cry on YouTube that I would play on my phone, and she would come running looking for the Mama Cat. So I know that there are certain things you can play to get animals to come to you, but this shit wasn't it, and he knew it. He was just trying to be his normal awful self.
Because you played a sound of what sounded like a hamster in distress.
That's what I think too, but I think it's because of her nature and her job as well, that she just tries to find a more empathetic way. That's why I say, girl world is split between the people who want to stay good and try to help Foodie, the people who are chaotic neutral like me who don't give a fuck, and the people who tend to be the full bad guys. There's room for all of us, and I think we all have our takes on how this heifer is a waste of space and just awful. And she keeps invoking karma, but as a witch, I fully believe that her karma, she's currently living it, and she's about to get hit with more.
So now let's go back to the video and take a look at Salah brandishing Julia right up to Harry as Foodie holds him.
Hi, big man. You big man.
Yep. She is just like Lenny.
Yeah, I know.
She's gonna hug him and squeeze him and crush him.
Say hi, Howie. You tell them you tried to escape, but you stole the chicken, so I knew you were fine. You can't trick me. No, your brain is the size of a pea.
Your brain's the size of a pistachio then.
No.
Hinge Health is a digital musculoskeletal.
Watching her kiss on that hamster and act like she loves it when it's just an accessory for her is sickening enough. But the fact that she had to tell him, no, don't put the cat near something that it would attack. What the fuck? These are grown people. He is in his 30s. She is almost 40. Why do they act like this? This shit ain't cute. I don't know. I know that the younger generations, as a Gen Xer, because I know we were called the immature generation for years, the slackers and everything else. But I'm sorry, there is no fucking common sense between those two. They act like fucking children at their age, and there's just no way I could fucking do that. I don't know. I come from the generation
we
that
help
had
millions of people
by the age
move through their pain and live a more functional life.
Before I go, let's go ahead and revisit the cage quandary, or the question of whether or not Harry has the biggest cage from Petstone. I got quite a bit of feedback about the two cages that I showed, which were considerably larger than what Foodie has for Harry. Now remember, my primary goal here was to show that she was lying about the largest cage being the one that Harry was currently in. A few people even chimed in that this unit, the one that I showed in the video, is too tall for hamsters, and it would actually be dangerous for Harry. The thing is, you can customize this. Those ramps can come off, or they can be lowered.
And even before, because I want to get to something else soon, even before we wrap this up, all of those things, even though they are tall, can be customized. You got to build them yourself. So that's how we know Foodie would never get it. The fact that people want to argue, and I know it's the internet, it's the place of arguing with people, but the fact that people won't even understand that they could lower it more, they could only use one or two of the ramps, they could make it a customizable habitat and safe with bedding for Harry to be in. It's ridiculous. But go on trying to be right on YouTube, people. It's silly to me. And I get being nice too. I try to be, like I said, chaotic neutral. I am good to people I feel vibe with me. I don't fuck with most. And if you pique my interest like this heifer did during that awful hijab raid stream, then yeah, I can go full nasty. That has just always been my personality. I'm always silently watching and judging people too, and I judge this heifer to be worth roasting. She's just a terrible, terrible person. But I'm tired of Foodie, y'all, and there was something going around the internet for a while that I wanted to get to, because I was just like, Wow. This story went viral on TikTok, but I didn't want to cover the whole thing because
I love this question.
I just don't follow TikTok like that. I go to compilations on YouTube because I'm over 40, so TikTok is just not for me. I'm not that into short form content. But when I say that I was hearing rumblings about this story for a while, and I was waiting for somebody to condense it, and then I found somebody who condensed it down to an animated form, that's my jam. So we are going to go over very quickly the Who the Fuck Did I Marry story. Somebody named Lexus Exodus condensed it down to 8 minutes and animated it, and I love them for it. So
First, you're going to find the Stitch Fix styling quiz to send you.
That's nice, Stitch.
This is the craziest story I've ever seen.
And I'm going to warn you right now, I do not know much about this story. I am going in blind with this. When I found out this young lady did this, I gave it a like, I gave it a follow because I was happy that it was 8 minutes. But I am going in blind to this, so honestly speaking, I heard a little bit of details from some shorts, but I do not know enough about this. So I just want to learn what this stupid shit is about, because a lot of times you marry somebody that you don't end up knowing. But to me, I feel like this was buzzing around YouTube so much that it has to be insane. So I'm going to play this. And I'm glad you seen it, Spooky, because I heard some buzzings, but I've not fully deep dived into this yet.
In my life, let's get into this 50-part story that's gone insanely viral about who the did I marry in under 10 minutes. So Risa Tisa meets Legion the Demon on a dating site. She gets a flat tire on the way to their first date, which if that ain't a damn moment, I don't know what is. So anyway, she calls him, drops her pin. He shows up like a knight in shining armor or a wolf in sheep's clothing, depending on how you look at it. Risa says not only is he 6'4" and handsome, but he saves the day and buys her a new tire, so she is just smitten at first sight with this seemingly chivalrous, distinguished gentleman.
So
they proceed to dinner, hit it off, and they talk all night. Okay. He tells her about how he's a preacher's kid from Philly, moved to Cali where he went to school, and also...
I'm going to pause really quick before they go over his whole background, allegedly. As somebody who loves history, and I mean I love deep diving into history, both bleak, good, and in between history. The fact that we still have women in this day and age pining for chivalrous acts, get over that shit. If a man is doing nice things for you, that's nice, but always have your guard up. Don't think, oh, he held the door for me, he must love me truly. I mean, my dude opens the car door for me and stuff too, but we've been together for years. And on the first date, it was sweet, but it wasn't enough to completely seal the freaking deal. I don't understand these women that are like, I was in distress and he helped me. He's my hero. I've got to love him forever and put up with his shit. Have some self-worth and self-esteem. Because this is how you fall for these freaking fake-ass mofos that end up being wild.
Make bank playing arena football, and how he recently relocated to Atlanta for a managerial role at a condiment company.
I'm telling you, if
they
it
both
wasn't
talk
for this,
about
I
being
wouldn't have died.
He explains he was married once before to a cheating harlot and was heartbroken after she had an affair, so they divorced. He says he's still very close to his former stepchildren, however, but that he's ready to get married again, and he even proceeds to lay it on thick, child, and play a dang love song by John.
That shit's a red flag. Nobody should be ready to get married so soon in a relationship. You don't even know each other. Actually, Wolf and I were with each other for 4 years before I moved up here, because it was a long distance, him visiting me visiting him. Then we moved in together 2 years ago, and then we got our first house up here before everything came together. I don't understand these people that gotta move this fucking fast in a relationship. You get what you get when you do it.
Legend called I Think I Met My Wife Tonight. Talk about love bombing, child. But Miss Risa Tisa is head over heels in love now. His narcissistic guy done got her hook, line, and sinker. They begin to talk daily after this and are stuck by the hip over the next few weeks until the panorama happen and everyone has to go on lockdown. Miss Tisa says she ain't want to be alone, and since his so-called wealthy former football player lived in a one-bedroom efficiency studio apartment, Risa invites this complete stranger to quarantine with her in her 3-bedroom townhome. Child.
Now, I will say, during the pandemic was when Axiom Wolf, because he didn't want me and Kiddo alone, because I was becoming a complete hermit and shut-in. He moved in. But we had already been dating for years. And I had moved to Michigan. And he didn't want me downstate from him alone. There's a huge difference than moving a virtual fucking stranger into... I can't.
Wow. Things are going great at first. Risa says he's paying all the bills. She said, "Oh, he got money."
And that's another red flag. In our relationship, things should be split down the middle. We handle all the bills together, 50-50. Because it is not right to let one person handle all the financial things. It's one of the leading causes of couples splitting, when somebody feels the financial burden and crunches. It's also one of the leading causes, and I watch a lot of true crime, of why a lot of partners snap and try to take their partners out because they feel the financial crunch and burdens. You cannot do that in a relationship. If you are not splitting things down the middle and taking care of stuff together, I'm sorry. I feel like a relationship that does that is doomed. Point blank.
Also noticed that he's very family-minded and talks to his relatives for hours on end on the phone every day, although she's never met or spoke to any of them in real life herself.
And that's fucking weird, because I don't think speaking to the family all the time is bad. Axiom Wolf has a great relationship with his mom and dad, and they talk on the phone every day. We have gone out to dinner. They come up here regularly. They visited me when I was in the hospital a few weeks back. If you're with somebody that deeply and their family don't fuck with you, that's weird. Talking to you again, Foodie, too. It's fucking weird.
Risa talks about how she's very religious and didn't want to shack up, so they seriously began to talk about marriage very quickly as well. During these discussions, Legion the liar says he was looking for a house anyway, and now that they're together, they should start looking for a house together. He shows her a mortgage pre-approval letter on his phone from Chase Bank for $750,000, so they find a house they like, talk to a realtor, and put in an offer. Risa admits that she isn't really in the loop like she should be because they weren't planning on putting her name on the title anyway. So all the updates...
And I will say right now, because it was easier to get the house in my husband's name, that happens from time to time. But if you're with somebody for as long as we're together, that's not a problem. Because I know that there's also paperwork where if anything happens, this will be our land. The thing is, when you get with somebody that early on and they don't want you anywhere near the title on the house, and you're probably going to put your money into it? Are you kidding me? That is weird. And she doesn't, because they're not in her life. There's no freaking way they are. And that was always weird to me because, like I said, my husband is not fundamental Muslim, but he's definitely in a fundamental Christian family. And I grew up with a blended family, so I have Muslim and Jewish family members. And I know that as traditional families, your parents are involved. If my mom had had her way, she would have been living with us. Thank God she doesn't. But in my family, it's definitely more traditional for the elders, especially the mom and dad, to have a close relationship with the kids. We ended up with new appliances when we moved in here, even though I liked my appliances. It's a bone to pick. Anything we need, we don't go without. And they are constantly. His brother was just up here, and when he comes back up in the summer, he'll probably be here again too. His dad wants to come up, and Mr. H, as I call him, come up and help me with building the greenhouse and stuff. They're very hands-on family. And I just do not understand why Chantal doesn't get that we could see that she's living a lie.
Risa is getting our second hand from Legion the Demon. Shout. So a few days later, Legion the Liar says the offer was accepted. Let's go blow a bag and head to IKEA to decorate this big old house we about to own. I'm just playing, y'all. They went to Lowe's for appliances and things. But quite honestly, IKEA or the Goodwill was more assigned with Legion's non-existent broke-ass budget. Yep. So they go shopping. Legion says, just throw it in the bag. Risa picks all this furniture out, and Legion puts a deposit down on it so the store can hold it until they finally close. A few days later, the realtor reaches out to Risa and asks, what y'all gonna do about this house, sis? Turns out Legion never even put a damn offer in. He continues to lie, though, and claims he did put an offer in, but decided to go through his friend, who was also a realtor, so that friend could get the credit instead.
What? Come on. That's stupid ads. Nobody wants to play these games. Get out of here.
Risa know he a bold-faced lie, but she decides to play along with the lie to be nice, and eventually gives him an out and tells him, it's okay, let's just go ahead and back out the deal because interest is really high right now.
Wow.
Child. So Risa knows something is terribly wrong at this point. She just so hard up for a man and wants to be married so badly she don't even care. She winds up pregnant, which intensifies the conversations about the need for them to get married because she a Christian girl and can't be shacking up. Shortly after she miscarries, and I don't want to say she dodged a bullet, but they say God protects babies and fools. Quite honestly, I believe he was protecting both in this situation.
Yep.
Legion a damn demon trifling ad claims he got a promotion to VP at the condiment company he worked at and can't take off work during this time, so he leaves Risa at the hospital to miscarry alone, child. Risa eventually heals and recovers. She has an uneventful engagement where they eat dinner and Legion alive pretty much proposed by saying, you want to marry a nigga or nah? Risa says yes, so they continue the conversation about buying a home again. They look at 20 damn houses, she says, and none of them end up panning out for some reason. This time, they find a $700,000 one they like, and Legion decides to put in an offer for all cash, child. He claimed he got money stacked up all from playing arena football, and Risa just take his word for it. The owner says they'll accept the offer happily once he shows proof of funds. Legion adamantly refuses to show any proof until the offer is accepted, so another house falls through the cracks, child.
Oh, no.
He also promises her a car during this time. He even takes her to a bunch of luxury car lots. And even though Risa says admittedly he was driving a damn Ford Taurus, he convinces her that he gonna buy her a brand new BMW, child. He has her test drive about 20 damn luxury cars, but like everything else in Legion of Liars land of make-believe, none of this ever comes into fruition, so no car, no house.
Wow.
Despite all this, Risa still decides to elope with Legion the Liar, all out of desperation to be married, the fear of being alone, and also due to her Christian upbringing. These is all her words, not mine, child. She says things are cool for about 2 weeks after getting married, but shortly after, it was like a light switch clicked, and things turned from shoddy to shit quickly. She finds out he's sliding in random floozies DMs on Facebook, sexting and sending peen pics after she looks through his phone, child. She confronts him, they go to marriage counseling at her church. The pastor says, tell the truth and shame the devil. And he even told her dumbasses they should have never gotten married and that they probably won't last a full year, child. Ooh. Life goes on, but things being normal with Legion, a damn demon, is too much like right. So he randomly pops up and tells her his former stepdaughter passed away suddenly from COVID. So he claims he needs to send his ex-wife $2,000 to cover funeral expenses.
You need to
Risa
send
says,
it.
of course. So he sends it. Fast forward shortly after, Risa decides to get a new job, and for some reason they need Legion the Demon's social security number in the application. He reluctantly provides it, so Miss Risa Tisa finally, after being impregnated and getting married to a man she knew for only a few months, decides to do her due diligence and runs a background check. She ends up calling the college he claimed he went to. They confirmed he never attended. She finds out he was married twice, not once like he said, and even calls one of the ex-wives who confirms he a goddamn pathological liar. Nothing that he says is true, and that her daughter is in fact alive and well and did not die of COVID.
Oh.
She also calls several of his relatives who he had pretended to talk to on the phone to daily the whole time. They all confirm that these are all lies and they ain't talked to that man in years. Wow. She also finds out he lied about his entire upbringing. He lied about being a VP and is simply a forklift driver at the condiment company, and also that he is an ex-felon and was arrested for impersonating an officer before. Moreover, she finds out all these financial statements and this approval letter were just screenshots this fool was Googling, child. So during this whole time, Legion the Demon injures his leg at work to the point where he eventually becomes bedridden and his health begins to decline very quickly. She finds out he pissing in bottles, child. He can't even make it to the damn bathroom, so he peeing in water bottles.
Wow.
Risa doesn't confront him about his lies, but does look at his phone again, and this time she find out he testing whole prostitutes even though he a damn cripple. So Legion, a peg leg demon, can't make it to the damn restroom and pissing on himself, but was able to make it to some poom poom and F some prostitutes, child. So she finally determines that she has had enough and kicks out Legion, the peg leg demon, and tells him she wants a divorce. He leaves reluctantly, ends up homeless and living in his car. And she says the next time she sees him while out and about, he smells, looks emaciated, and went from a size 3X to a large, child. Wow. Now, don't get me to telling lies, but they in Atlanta, and it sounds like Legion may have finally purchased a home, but this time it's the house in Virginia, child. She feel a little bad when she see him cash out his bum at $5 for some damn chicken nuggets and tells him to get the F on. So weeks later, he somehow figures out she can't legally kick him out their marital home, so he informs her that he plans to return. Risa calls the police. They confirm that this is accurate and she can't legally kick him out. However, they also find out that he has an active warrant due to a probation violation. So the day this man returns to her townhome, Miss Risa Tisa doesn't immediately go home. Instead, she calls the police as soon as he steps foot on her property. Not only do they arrest Legion the damn lie and take his ass to jail, she calls the car company the next day because he's past due on his car payments and they come repo his ish. So not only is Legion the damn demon homeless, the car he living with is now gone. He locked up, and Tisa then proceeds to sell all his shit and pack it up and move before he's released from jail. A little while after, the divorce is finally finalized, and Risa Tisa can finally move on.
Wow! Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I might really have to watch her compilation now because holy Hannah, that was wow. I can tell you as somebody who, the man that I thought I was married to 10 years ago, over 10 years ago now, fuck, almost 19 years ago, he was a bum. And if we had had more of savvy skills and really searched the internet on stuff, I would have found out his felony for attempted on a police officer. The lies he said about being honorably discharged, that I'm gonna leave that alone because it's military stuff. The literal fact that I really wasn't his wife at all because he never divorced the 4 other women he married, so he committed bigamy. And I found that out going to the passport office so that I could travel with our son because he would not reach out to me to sign any paperwork to allow me to get kiddo's passport. So I had to call my senator, go to DC. I got to go to the special passport office because of Senator Burr at the time. And I took a shit ton of paperwork showing all his felonies, all the false businesses, the fact that he's a bigamist, and I got kiddo's passport. The shit I found out about that man was fucking eye-opening. So I now do my due diligence, and I am with a good man now, but when I tell you that sometimes when you're young, because I was 19 when that fucker at 35 chased me to make me his. So that was already a red flag that I shouldn't have ignored, but was in a bad situation back then. I feel like you will ignore certain things because you think certain things are better. But when I tell you that the first time he asked me to marry him, I had just turned 20 and I flat out told him no. He was shocked because he thought he had me wrapped around his finger. But back then, I didn't really believe in marriage. I didn't want marriage. I didn't care for marriage. I'd seen way too many alleged good marriages just dissolve and shit. So it wasn't a big deal to me. And he worked on me until about 23. I finally said yes. We went down to the courthouse, which should have flagged it, but didn't. I guess because it was South Florida at the time. I don't know. I don't want to cast too many dispersions on the state, but they definitely did not check to see if that motherfucker was still married 4 other times. And I know one he married in Ohio, so I don't know if it varies from state to state. But all I know is that after that, he became a literal demon for me. Separated me from everybody I knew and loved, and it was a fucking nightmare to get out. But having kiddo was my eye-opening, and I got the fuck out of there with my newborn because there was no way I was staying in that pit of misery. But we are going to go from the funky side to some fun side. I was going to feature the new Dank Fooper, but I'll do that next week to get more lighthearted. I definitely want to end with this lady because I have been watching her on YouTube for a while. And she is amazing and funny. And I found out that this is part 3, so I'm going to have to go back and see what part 1 and part 2 is about. But let me warn you, stomach warning, do not eat during this because this is Tana's chocolate. And if you don't know her, you know her saying, everybody's so creative. And I wanted to do a Fresh Prince of Yup, but he's on maybe another break. I know he's been working hard, so I'm going to wait. I'll probably highlight some of his classics if he don't come back soon. But this is another YouTube creator that I absolutely love. She has been on Good Morning America. She is so freaking funny, y'all. And I wanted to wrap up with her because, oh my gosh, she makes me laugh. Just her reactions to these culinary nightmares and disasters is hilarious. And hey, it's Sansa Wanda. It's no problem. This will be up on YouTube after. You'll hear me calling out the heifer and other stuff. And you'll get to see that Who the Fuck Did I Marry animation that I was just going over as well. But we are going to switch to the funny side because that funky side just blew my freaking mind. And that Who the Fuck Did I Marry just brought back memories of my time in Florida, and I don't need that right now. So we're going to get to some funny, everybody's so creative stuff because I love this woman. We're going to hit skip because this mafia thing is
so
weird.
Creative. One thing about cooking ribs is you can cook them any way you like. And one thing I can say about them, there's several ways to do it. You just better not be playing around. But here's the recipe to get it done super quick. I know sometimes you're like, I really don't want to wait for these to get done. Well, now you don't have to. We want it done super fast. Here's a way. Get yourself a pot of boiled.
Before I get started on this, I love the state of Florida. I don't like what happened to me in Florida. Florida is where a kiddo was born to, so it'll always be near and dear. But I left that bum down there, and I think he's in Tennessee now, last I checked, because I was constantly looking over my shoulders for years to make sure he didn't show up. But he made living in that state miserable for me, and I do not blame Florida at all, but I do blame him for getting around loopholes of not checking the fact that he was married 4 other times and did not divorce any of those other women, because that shit's wild to me. And the last time I heard from him was 4 years ago where he tried to slide in the Facebook Messenger, another reason why I don't use that shit no more, and ask, oh, did you get them divorce papers? Yeah, motherfucker, I paid to find out that you were a bigamist and our marriage wasn't legal. So you can fuck off forever. I don't need your pension. I don't want anything from you, but for you to stay the fuck out of me and kiddos' lives forever. Point blank.
Boiling water and drop those ribs straight in the water.
I want to look up that creator. I like sculptures.
Don't go ruining it with all that flavor. We don't want to taste all of that. I want to taste meat, just meat, and let it boil down for about 20 minutes. After that 20 minutes, pull it out and shed this big gray piece. See how I look like an elephant trunk? That's what you're going for. And go on and lay it in a baking dish. I know you're probably like, this don't look right. And it probably isn't. But I'm not judging because this is the way you want to make it. Now go ahead and shape an N and V in there with barbecue sauce. But never mind, when you see it, the brain will be tricked to say, never mind. And you might just keep walking by. That's all barbecue sauce you need.
Oh my God.
See how I look like it ain't enough? But it is. You know why? Because you're not going to be licking your fingers. Wow. You won't have to have that mess all over your mouth in front of your date. This is great for date night. Let's call them date night ribs. I'll
call them dope night ribs.
I can't wait to see how they are. Put them in the oven for 5 minutes. Maybe 10. Don't go too much.
Oh,
wow.
no.
See how I look like a pig laying on the side in the pan? See how I look like a pig laying on the side in this pan and somebody raked it with some hot sauce?
Oh,
wow.
Please don't eat it. Okay. No.
See that? See how tender it is and juicy? See, that's because we boiled it. See, we didn't have to sit there and wait for it to slow simmer. That's ridiculous. We don't want all those extra flavors to get inside. I just want to particularly taste pig. I want to oink it all the way through. Oh, you see that? You ain't got to lick your fingers and you don't have a mess on your mouth. That guy is going to think, or that woman's going to think, wow, look how great he or she is eating. And you're going to want...
I got to stop her right there for just a moment because my grandmother liked to pre-boil certain ribs in spices, and like she made like a stock with onions and spices and seasoning, and then she would throw it on the barbecue grill because it would fall apart. And then once the meat was grilled, you added sauces if you needed. We also knew how to braise and do like Korean style short rib. So yeah, there are a lot of ways to prepare ribs where they're not fully sticky and they're not covered in sauces, and you can use sauces as dipping as an option. But this shit was gross. No seasoning, boiling it, just putting some, and I love Sweet Baby Ray's, but you need to put more than that and have it in the oven a lot longer than whatever the fuck this lady was doing. And I have heard and seen her stuff on TikTok and then YouTube compilations on TikTok spread on social media. This is another reason why I can't be on TikTok. I would get nothing done because I'd be watching these shits horrified.
this in every day. Look, so exciting. You can't even identify what it
I
really
honestly
is.
wonder if that's a Southern thing, though, Spooky. I don't mind barbecue sauce from time to time, but I'm so OCD about mess. The kid is the same way, and so is my husband. So we instead will make the ribs, and then we'll either put on a glaze, or we'll get like a dipping bowl for the sauce. Because I don't know. It's just, I think it's the way I grew up. We're very OCD about mess. I just don't understand. I think so too, Sansa. I don't think it cooked long enough. That I've never seen ribs that pale, ever.
It'll never be the first thing that's done on your table. You'll have ribs for days. Enjoy.
She'll have worms for days.
Everybody's so creative. You ever wanted a meal for the holidays and just didn't want to go through all the trouble?
Oh, this lady again. Oh. Holiday prep is days for me. It takes me a while.
Well, here's a recipe where you don't have to go through much trouble at all. See that turkey? That was a nice turkey cooking. I don't know what's on top of it. Maybe
it's canned mac and cheese. I did not know there was canned mac and cheese. Now, I know they can a lot of stuff. I thought the pastaroni that Foodie bought in Canada was the grossest thing I've ever seen. As somebody who once a year is a once-a-year family staple, Thanksgiving mac and cheese, y'all, with no weird shit in it. It's mac and freaking cheese. This hurts my heart. I can't mac and cheese. I can't. And I love Kay. Kay is a sweet woman. She bless her heart tries. This lady is doing this crap on purpose. There's no freaking way. Canned mac.
maybe salt and pepper, but that's all you need. Now get yourself some canned macaroni and cheese.
No,
I didn't even know it was available, but now I know. Get some canned macaroni and cheese and put it in an aluminum pan. I know what you're thinking. Why would I do that? Because you might not have had a chance to go to the grocery store, or
they should put struggle slices. The struggle slices on mac and cheese. Okay, I'm not trying, because I know there are some families that struggle, and for them, stuff like this is a staple. So if this is you, and it's because this is all you can afford, please know I'm not lumping you in. But this lady knows what she's doing. There is no fucking way. No fucking way she's struggling, and this is a waste of food. This is disgusting. There's no... You could, realistically, buy all your holiday stuff ahead of time, slowly but surely. The only thing that would be hard is probably the bird and maybe the ham, but I don't think so, because you can get it right after Easter cheap and put it in the freezer until you're ready for November. There's absolutely no reason to struggle meal a holiday meal. If you're a smart shopper, Aldi's constantly runs good sales. Walmart actually runs decent sales. You can get decent sales at Kroger and Meijer as well to get all your holiday staples slowly but surely. That is what I do every year. I start at about August, buying in the stuff I need and putting it up until I need it for November, because we only do the big meal in November, and then December we do Christmas pizzas. I do not understand what this nonsense is, but this feels like poor shaming to me, and I don't appreciate it.
Or maybe you just don't have those ingredients and you have that on hand. Now put cheese on top, any kind of cheese. Voila, it's done. See how fast that prep was done? And you can take it out your cabinet after having it for 74 years. Now get yourself some canned ham. That's probably in the back of the cabinet too. And
I'm not trying to shame anybody who likes potted meat. I can't. I had such a severe case of food poisoning as a kid from canned. I don't even know if it was ham or whatnot. I will not touch potted meat. Nope. The only canned foods we have is beans and veggies right now, just in case. And we're planning to grow our own veggies, but I don't fuck with potted meat after that. That shit, canned meat made me sick as a dog, and it put me off it forever.
Open it up, see how it's on.
Meijer's is really nice. I really do enjoy, because I used to do customer service for them a few years back too. I do enjoy getting them M-Perks because it keeps our gas prices way down for when we have to drive into town, especially.
Already cooked, you ain't got nothing to do but heat it up if you want, or you can bear claw it right out the can, depending on how you like. Now cut it up in slices if that's what you want to do for your guests, or you can give them the whole piece of ham right on their plate and show off. Show them that you got money. See that? Look how it looked like Spam, but it's not. See how it looked like something we probably saw and went, what? But it's not. Now you can go ahead and put some pineapples on top. I know what you're thinking. I've eaten that kind of ham. Well, I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying this is something quick to people that don't want to go through all the trouble. See the pineapples? That's all the flavor you need. Don't add anything else on there. Y'all put brown sugar on everything, and we don't want that today because we want to feel good when we finish eating. See how the turkey look beige? Keep making it beige-like. There you go. Green bean casserole out the can, too. That's another thing you can have for 100 years in the cabinet. See, if you just had something happen where the grocery store closed down, all these things are available in the back of your cupboard. Now you go ahead and just keep them for years and years until you have an emergency like this one. And you're having something on the table, canned beans. I'll take a little bit of them because I'm allergic to everything else. Hold that on the side. See how
that turkey looks like Foodie killed.
See how it look? Y'all so used to seeing it all covered in all the seasonings and butter and stuff, injecting and things like that at the hospital. And we're not doing that here. See, we're going to do it regular. Look at that. Canned yams. I love them. I love them when you just make them real sweet.
I ain't never used canned yams. My mom bought a can once, and it is still sitting in my pantry because I don't like the taste of canned yams. I'd rather get fresh sweet potatoes to make both the sweet potato casserole and the sweet potato pies. There's absolutely, nope. Pump the brakes.
Okay, we're going to put the marshmallows, and that's it. See, we don't need all that brown sugar and stuff, and afterwards you get all sleepy and y'all sitting there like this at the table, wake up, eat, go to sleep, wake up, eat, go to sleep. We don't want that. Look at all this prep. See how it got done in 10 minutes and you thought it was going to take you hours? Wow. You're not going to know what's underneath the cheese, so you're going to try it. See? It ain't going to slide down easy if it ain't cheesy. I bet this is going to be a different holiday. And you can have one at your home, too. So let's not say it takes forever to have a meal on the table because we have it here in record timing. Just put it in the oven and let it all go at 5,000 degrees for 664 hours. And it's good. Everybody's so creative.
Oh, not this guy.
Some nachos. Go ahead and make it in the bathroom since that's probably where it's going to send you afterwards anyway. Go ahead and get some ground beef and throw them in the hand sink. That's right. Fill it up with water. What? You want to make like a bloody, muddy
Now, see, I watched him make a chicken thing and something else on an airplane through the Fresh Prince of Yup. I'm about to be offended on several levels with these nachos. I already know it.
Different to your eye. Now cut up a whole bunch of vegetables to make yourself a delicious guacamole to go on the side right there. That's right. You want to make it look like you ain't do it in the bathroom just in case you have visitors. Make sure you make a big mess.
Food doesn't go in the bathroom.
I don't know how you're going to do it, but we got our hands for a reason. So use your hands and mush it all together on the side of the sink. Probably where you lay your little makeup and stuff when you're doing it. It don't matter. That food, you ain't going to be able to taste that. Now go ahead and let the water out of the sink and add taco seasoning to that ground beef.
I thought this was going to be the funny side.
But you don't want to tell nobody how you did it.
So
see there?
funky.
Now, take your hand and dump it straight on top of those nachos. You don't even need a plate. Why? Because we want to sit next to the toilet. Drizzle cheese all over it because it ain't going to slide down easy if it ain't cheesy.
Oh,
you
my God. No. What in the actual hell?
Everybody's so creative. Oxtails today. I love oxtails.
No, y'all leave oxtails alone. If you do not know how to culturally make oxtails, you need to leave oxtails alone. They're already getting expensive to buy, and a lot of people don't know how to braise or make them properly. And no, I'm not going to not rant about that. And I'm going to watch this lady disrespect my culture, and I'm about to get pissed.
Different recipe than I've ever seen in my life. You ever seen oxtails with no seasoning?
No,
you probably haven't. Well, today we're going to do it a little different to the eye because we want to taste exactly what the oxtails taste like without all that delicious seasonings and gravy and things all the time. You don't want to pour it over rice. I want to have just oxtails. Take them straight out the pack, put them in a container, throw them in the oven for 5 minutes. That's all you need. See how uncooked it looked? That's what you're going for. You want to be able to notice that it's still oxtails. You don't want it to just start disintegrating. See that? See how it looks different? Flip it over. Oh, it looked different on that side too. See, what we want to do is we don't want to ask anybody for our money for oxtails. You only want to purchase this when you have your own money. And please don't ask Kiki, because Kiki is not going to be happy if we pull a dish out like this, because she simply doesn't make it like that way for her children. See how it looked like you probably want to put it back in for a little while? Because we do. But we're not going to do it here because we don't know what's going on. But we're about to find out. See, one thing about cooking your own food, you can cook it the way you want. Don't let anybody tell you to make all that gravy and put peppers and onions and pimento seeds and thyme and browning in there and to put a little bit of sugar. Don't nobody tell you to do all that.
They really are. And they are so good when they're cooked properly. They fall apart and definitely yeah. And that man that cooks in the bathroom, he needs to be on an FBI watch list. I'm not even joking. That stuff is not okay.
That's how people cover up the real taste. Go on and make it the way you want. Plain and tough.
That's going to be chewy
See
as
how you
fuck.
had to saw it down like a steak? Go ahead. See that? See how it looked like you don't know if it's done? Is it good? I bet you it's rubbery dubbery if that's what you're going for. Sometimes you just want to keep chewing. I want to chew my meat like it's gum. I want to pop it in everything. Just popping oxtails all day long. See that? Woohoo! That's baddest Leroy Brown. Baddest Brown in the whole town. Man, don't go down Kiki's house with this. I love oxtails, but they cost a pretty fortune. See how different it is? Oh, maybe she like it. I'm not judging. Is it good? Ah! Ah! See how it looked like? It would have pulled your teeth right out your mouth if you didn't have no Fix-It-In on there. If you had fake ones, you don't want to do that. See, next time, try a little different. Cook it down for a long, long time. Make a little gravy or something with it. Maybe you'll like it. See how you don't like it? Oh, that is different. Go on down to Kiki's house. Kiki, get you a plate. Don't hurt your gums. Is it good? Thinking about it. You be.
How much do you pay for renter's insurance in New York City?
$16.95 a month.
Can we check out your plate?
No, that was Tana's chocolate creation. If you
don't hurt your gums.
Oh no, I didn't mean to start that over. I meant to tab down so that you can get this young lady. Is Tanera's double chocolate production. She is hilarious. I didn't even give her a like for that one. I need to give her a like. I thought it was going to end on more funny than funky, but just like the Fresh Prince of Yup, you know, I like her commentary, so that did make me laugh, but that lady made me want to cry. The oxtails are so expensive, y'all. They are so expensive. Hey, Brianna, welcome to the chat. We are about to wrap this up, though, because I got to get the floors done. There's a Pokemon event I'm about to do. I just wanted to end this stream with something a bit more funny. I'm telling you, these food fails be taking me out. You do not do that crap to oxtails. And I gotta go replay Frenchie's stream later on too, or maybe I'll put it on the phone while I'm getting the floors done. But I'm just here to tell you, YouTube should be fun. I love people that utilize this platform to bring levity, joy, and stuff, which is why when I opened earlier talking about how I miss Jenna Marbles, I meant that to my heart. I love a lot of these reaction channels too, and like I said, I am staying neutral in whatever battles there is, but I am on team. If you bring somebody's kids into your mouth to try to insult them, gloves are off. I think there are too many people playing games because of jealousy, coin watching, and envy. And because I'm just on here to have fun, you're never going to see me wrapped up in worrying about what people make on here. I just want to have fun. And I think that I am cultivating enough of my own community to where we can sit and laugh, call out the heifers. I don't have to be nice because I've never come at Foodie nice. Nobody's going to tell me, oh, you're too mean to her in this community, because they know that's how I roll. And if you don't like it, there are plenty of nicer community commentators out there on this lady. But I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. I hope that those of you who watch on Replay Gang enjoy the commentary I made about how she does not deserve pets. I hope you like that Who the Fuck Did I Marry, because that tripped me out. I'm really going to have to find that lady's full thing now, because I am shocked by what she put up with. You should never let faith make you go into a relationship with somebody who you don't know. I did that shit when I was 19 years old. I had the excuse of being young and dumb. But as a grown lady, y'all got to watch out for yourselves. Because there are some bums out there that will full-ass lie and reinvent their whole life to trap you into basically funding their thing. And no man should be asking you to give them $2,000 for a stepchild's funeral. That shit, I'm still I'm wigging out about this. But I'm going to get ready to go, y'all. Get this floor done. Get that lit in event. If you play Pokemon Go, it's lit in until about 4 p.m. today. He's one of those little fire cats, so I'm excited about that. Other than that, I really hope that you all have a great rest of your Sunday. Well, Saturday. I know it's Sunday. Great rest of your Saturday. I will be back next Saturday afternoon with the Slidell family because I definitely want to keep covering them. More funny side because I definitely want to cover the Dang Fupa thing because I know she did a new ALR thing that I'm looking forward to watching. And so much more. Thank y'all all for sitting in. Savage Vegas, baby. It's good to see you, honey. Spooky Von Sweets. A Sense of Wanda. Brianna. Tragically, thank you so much for Mada and Honey. You should be working, but thank you for sneaking in too. I'm going to get ready to go. No Minnesota goodbyes today. I hope y'all all have a great week.